Hey everybody, hope everybody's doing good and staying blessed and doing well. I am back, and as usual, I figured I would come on and touch base with you guys. And I've really been trying to make sure that I come in at least once a week to share some of my thoughts and to see how you guys are doing and, you know, the usual. But I was having one of those moments in my day that I was just sitting there reflecting, and I figured I would come on and share these thoughts because I just wanted to know if anybody else ever felt like this or how do they feel about these types of things. And I guess the main part of this topic is that words are powerful. The things that you say out of your mouth, the things that you do, the tone of your voice when you say it, and just the sheer genuine or honesty or deceit behind words can change the meaning of the same sentence. Like you can say something using the same words, but your tone, your body, your body posture, your gestures, um, all of that can make that same sentence into something different. Words are very powerful. At least I think they are, because they have the power to harm people. I've heard people make the comment that sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me. And I always thought that that was one of the most false things I've ever heard. False. Words do hurt. They can hurt. And I've been hurt by words. And I'm pretty sure that most of you out there at some point in your life has had something said to you that hurt your feelings. So I believe that words are powerful. They can be good and they can be bad. So that's just my little take on it. I'm curious, what do you think about words? Are words powerful, or are they just words? They don't matter. You can just say whatever you want to say, and you can say whatever you want to say because words don't hold any weight. And that whoever you're talking to should have thick skin and be able to take a joke. All right. So, let's just take this back a little bit. I think that words are powerful. I think that it is important to think before you speak. Think before you speak. And I know even I'm guilty of this. Sometimes I'll be in a conversation and my words come out in my mind and my words may not have joined like they needed to. And I'll say something and it's worded in a way that comes off in a way that I didn't intend it to. Or in some cases, I have to watch what I say depending on who I'm talking to, because different people interpret different words differently. And that's just something that I've come to understand. It's something that I just have had to adapt to. And just to give a little background, my personality in person, like meeting people for the first time, is not all that great. I've actually been called antisocial by people that are close associates. I don't have very many actual like friends by the actual definition, and unless I have time to get to know a person, I can seem distant, mainly because I'm one of those people who walks around with a force field around them. I don't want to get hurt by people, and I don't want to let people in my little comfort zone unless I know that they're okay. And I know some of you are probably going to be like, what? Yeah, I'm one of those people. I am admitting it. I am one of those people that has been called the introvert. And I'm here to say that introvert is not a dirty word. There is nothing wrong if you're the type of person who prefers to curl up with a book by themselves and have some me time. Okay? I'm just saying because I happen to be one of those types of people. I like my alone time, and I also like to spend time with who I like to spend time with. And it takes me time to integrate new people into my comfort zone. But let's get back to the topic. I try to be really careful with my words, and I really try not to be the type of person who has to walk on eggshells when I speak to people, because I like being honest. I like being truthful, and I do not like to have to sugarcoat things. However, I have really been trying to work on that whole concept because not everyone seems to like the truth. That sounds so wrong, doesn't it? But I've really been coming to that understanding that sometimes people really just don't want to hear what you think, which I've actually started to counter people in a conversation to say, please don't ask me if you don't want to know the truth, because I'm going to tell you exactly what I think. So if you come to me, I'm going to tell you what I think. There's not going to be any bias in it. It's just going to be me straight telling you what I think about something. So I've always been that person that thought words were very important. So I try to choose my words wisely. However, any type of attempt to try to be nice, no matter your intention, sometimes you'll run into somebody that no matter how you word something, they're going to take offense. So oh wow. But I just wanted to know what you guys thought about that kind of stuff. Like, do you think that it's important to watch what you say, that your actions speak louder than your words? Or do you think that those things need to be together, that your actions and your words need to go together, or else it just is confusing? You're sending out mixed messages, you make no sense, or you're just coming off as being the type of person who does not care. However, here's the other side of it. I have this thing where, as though, I really do believe that being careful what you say and being careful what you do go hand in hand. Simply because too many times it seems that people tend to forget that once you say something out of your mouth and once you do something, you can't take it back. You can apologize for your actions. You can try to make up for your actions, but you can't take it back. And it's a little bit far stretched, or far-fetched to think that a person, just because they forgive you, they're going to forget what you did. It takes time to do that, and I've come to the conclusion that not everyone is capable of forgiving and forgetting. And I've also come to the conclusion that it might not be wise to forget either. However, for your own health, at least in my own health, I try not to go back and remember and be able to reference what somebody else has done to offend me or hurt my feelings. Once they do it and I try and I'm saying I forgive you, it should just be gone. I still have to work on that, and it depends on whatever it is, and it depends on the circumstances, but I've really been trying to work hard on forgiving and forgetting, or forgiving and not bringing past crap up that doesn't need to be constantly brought into a person's face. Why? And yes, I used the word crap. I'm sorry. I could have said mess, or there's another word I could have used, but I really am. Y'all probably get it by now. Certain words I try not to put in my rotation. But sometimes I find that people have a problem with being able to look outside themselves and see things from the perspective of the person that they're talking to. Some people have a me attitude. They are selfish, and if you ask them the definition of the word selfless, they might actually have to look it up. Yeah. But I just felt like while I was thinking about all these things, that it would be interesting to see what my subscribers thought about this. The whole concept of, once you say something or once you do it, no matter what you say or what you do, after that. You cannot take the initial actions or statement back. Also, I figured I would also touch on this one, and it's the using your words or using your actions over and over again. However, it's in a negative way. Meaning you are asking forgiveness for something, but you continue to do it. You're a repeat offender. You constantly tell whoever it is that you're doing this to that you're sorry, but your actions and what comes out your mouth are contradicting what you're saying and what you're doing. So it's sending mixed messages, which leads to confusion, which leads to problems, and yeah. So I try not to be the cause of that type of situation, and I try my best to be understanding when I might be in a situation that I'm just sitting there saying, why do I feel like I'm walking on eggshells when all I did was say how I felt? I just am the type of person that I really just like being able to be myself, and I like being to be able to be honest. And for the most part, when I tell somebody something, it's from my heart. And I mean what I say. And I explain why I say it. However, I've come to find that certain people don't like that type of a conversation. They were rather limited to face value, and that's it. They don't want to get that deep into things, and they just want to talk about emptiness. And I don't mean, I guess I shouldn't word it that way, because it might come off as me not really caring, saying that they don't really care, when some people are just really like that. That's just their personality. What I mean is a person who does not want to talk about things on the same level as you, but they want to continue talking, but they want to limit the conversation to what they want to talk about. Example, you could be talking to a person and they bring up the sky. So while you're having a conversation, you talk about the clouds. And they're like, no, the sky. Do you get where I'm coming from with that? Okay. And if not, I'm sorry. That's the best way I could come up with right now to describe what I'm trying to talk about. But there was this comedian that I happened to cross, and I cannot remember his name, and of course I'm probably going to end up remembering it after I'm finished recording this, or you guys can probably figure out who this is that I'm talking about. But he was talking about how men's minds work and how women's minds work. Now I'm not going to go into the entire pitch that he was doing, but there was this thing that came up talking about how men have a nothing box, and how men have separate boxes in their mind and that they do not touch. Each box has a certain topic or issue in it, and it does not have anything to do with any of the surrounding boxes. And a woman's mind, on the other hand, has all her boxes are connected. Each box is connected to everything that's connected to everything that could possibly be connected, and that she has no nothing box. So there's always something going on. Which I thought that this was an interesting and funny joke that the person was saying, but at the same time, it made sense. However, I've also come to the understanding that there's an exception to that, because I've run across several women and men who fall in different categories with their thought process. And I've always thought that it was interesting that even though people say that men and women's brains are different, blah, 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 that despite all that, I've met people who, if you did not know what their gender was and you could not hear their voice and they just talked to you, you wouldn't be able to tell if they were a male or a woman, so male or female. That's a whole nother topic too. So let me know what you think about that. And let me know what you think about words. Do words really have power? Should we all strive to be careful what we say? Should we all strive to be careful what we do? And hope everybody's doing good and staying blessed and doing well. And I'll see you